And in a desperate attempt, they're trying to somehow tie President Trump to the scandal. President Trump has nothing to do with it. He has said himself, he has nothing to hide.
He said it himself. Is that not enough for you people? He's never misled us before.
I've not been a fan of this man's. I don't like how he talks to us. I don't like how he talks to the nation. So I have not really had much to say until he started running.
So imagine this. Trump is just doing his thing, minding his own business, and out of nowhere, Jimmy Kimmel and Whoopi Goldberg team up and roast him so hard, the audience looked like they needed emotional support. The jokes were so sharp they could have filed taxes. The reactions were insane, and the internet basically caught fire afterward. And yes, Trump fired back, which somehow made the whole thing even funnier. Stick around, because breaking this down feels like watching comedy history unfold in real time, and you seriously don't want to miss any of it.
Don't forget, Musk publicly threatened to drop a big Epstein bomb on Trump. But now I guess they're cool. It was a parade of the unpleasant, and no one seemed to be enjoying themselves less.
50 years I've had this right. And here you've snatched this right out of my hands. You've taken my right as a woman to make decisions about myself, and you're bragging to me, and you want me to give you my vote.
Jimmy jumped into the topic like someone who suddenly got unlimited permission to roast without consequences. He had that grin, the one that tells you he's about to say something he shouldn't, but he's absolutely going to say it anyway. The audience felt the chaos loading before he even finished the first sentence, and by the time he compared Trump's decisions to a toddler driving a forklift, the entire studio was already falling apart laughing.
Which means the bill now goes to the White House, which means Trump's gonna have to sign it. The goal was to have the bill passed by such a large margin that Trump can't put his little orange thumb on the scale and give it the old Cheeto veto, but make no mistake, this isn't over. He's not giving up easy. If anyone thinks he's going to release all the Epstein files, I've got a beautiful East Wing of the...
Then Whoopi slid in like she walked on stage carrying a flamethrower and full authorization to use it. She didn't yell, she didn't speed up, she just leaned back in her chair like she'd been waiting all month for this moment. Her first jab wasn't even loud. It was casual. Almost like she was recapping a sitcom about a guy who keeps messing up and still believes he's the hero every single episode.
Man has something to say to me.
Oh.
He saw a meme. You know who? Saw a meme that said I was leaving the country. People always see these crazy memes that I'm going to leave the country if he gets in there. Somebody else thought I was leaving, was sending suggestions for people to take my place. Look. I'm not going anywhere.
Even the band looked like they were fighting to stay upright, and that was just the warm-up. Jimmy made Trump sound like a man collecting scandals the way people collect Pokemon cards. Solve one, and somehow two more show up. The audience didn't even get a chance to breathe before he threw another punchline so ridiculous, a camera operator almost lost control mid-shot.
And then Trump kept the party going at the U.S.-Saudi Investment Forum, where Prince Salman and the Burger King made a very dramatic entrance. It's going on! Are they about to wrestle the Iron Sheik? What?
Whoopi compared Trump's ego to a skyscraper built on Jell-O wobbling with every headline. The studio erupted instantly. And she didn't stop there. She kept dropping metaphors like she was running a clearance sale, making Trump sound like someone who wakes up every day determined to break his personal record for public embarrassment.
And it's not for the reason, you little snowflake. It's not for the reason you think. He said nobody wanted me. Honey.
We want you, Whoopi.
Well, you know what? It wouldn't matter if no one here wanted me. Thank you. But I know where I'm going to be because I got a contract. So I'm going to be here where I'm wanted for the next couple.
Jimmy dove back in with the confidence of someone granted legal immunity for comedy.
He painted Trump walking around with an imaginary gold medal for achievement in creating drama. Then he added this visual of Trump hyping himself up in a mirror like he's starring in a motivational sports movie nobody invited him to film. The punchline landed perfectly, and the audience cheered like they'd just watched a championship win. Producers were giving each other looks like somebody might need to hit an emergency shutdown switch. Whoopi returned calm and dangerous, breaking down Trump's habits like odd personality quirks from a messy reality show, roasting him for treating every TV appearance like an audition for a documentary that doesn't even exist. Her delivery was slow, clean, and devastating, and the crowd reacted like they were strapped into a roller coaster.
An almost unanimous vote by Congress, Trump's cronies in the Department of Justice still have the power to withhold information to protect ongoing investigations, to protect innocent people, or for reasons of national security. The DOJ can withhold entire documents, photos, and/or video. But they would never do anything like that, would they? They're sworn to protect the Constitution of the United States. Something's fishy. Trump rolled over faster than that dog Ghislaine Maxwell gets to play with in her country club bridge.
If Trump ever watched this back, he'd need a whole week to recover. Jimmy kept going with the energy of someone running on espresso and adrenaline, listing Trump's behavior like scenes from a wildlife documentary. Each comparison made the crowd louder. He described Trump as a man fueled entirely by headlines, like his nervous system plugged straight into cable news. And when he wrapped up, the applause felt like a survival celebration. Whoopi didn't just pick up from there, she yanked the whole thread out. She roasted Trump as someone who believes the entire world is auditioning to join his fan club. She joked he reacts to criticism like somebody swatting at bees, panicked, dramatic, and guaranteed to make everything worse. People were leaning on each other from laughing. She said Trump treats public opinion like a roller coaster he designed even though no one wanted the ride. And she delivered all of it with a perfectly calm face, which made it hit even harder.
Gave him a little love when he came out. He was checking to see if Elon made himself pregnant too. These guys, their relationship is like a Cybertruck. It's cold one minute, on fire the next. I guess they made up. Don't forget Musk publicly threatened to drop a big Epstein bomb on Trump. But now I guess they're cool. It was a parade of the unpleasant, and no one seemed to be enjoying themselves less than Melania. That is the look of someone who's wondering when Congress is going to vote to release her. So they ate, and then Trump kept the party going at the U.S.-Saudi Investment Forum, where Prince Salman and the Burger King made a very dramatic entrance. What is going on? Are they about to wrestle the Iron Sheik? What is happening? Once the music stopped, the real show started. Trump, say what you will about him, when he's in front of a specific group of people, like he was at this Saudi investment thing, he has an uncanny ability to zero in on the issues that matter most to them.
They started screaming at me, eggs, eggs! At the White House, we have an Easter egg hunt. We buy thousands of eggs. People come from all over, thousands. They asked me, sir, would it be possible this year to buy plastic eggs? I said, I'm not buying plastic eggs. The kids are going to pick up an egg. They're going to, what the hell kind of an egg is this? And we bought maximum number of regular eggs.
We bought maximum number of regular eggs. He speaks like he's translating himself from Russian into English.
Whoopi took that momentum and cranked it up again, riffing on Trump's social media habits like they were scenes from a chaotic one-man Broadway show. She said he tweets like someone trying to defuse a bomb, but always cutting the wrong wire. She compared his attempts at sounding deep to fortune cookies written by broken software. Someone in the audience clapped so hard, a stagehand had to hand them water. Whoopi made it feel like a roast disguised as group therapy, joking that Trump treats every setback like it's the finale of a soap opera called The World is Unfair, featuring me. The delivery was slow and surgical, and the audience was trapped between laughing and disbelief. Jimmy popped back in like a sitcom uncle after commercial break, roasting Trump speeches as motivational workshops, where the speaker keeps forgetting the topic, acting out Trump's repeated phrases like a toy with only 3 sound bites. The band practically folded over their instruments.
God, I was filthy.
She was so filthy dirty, disgusting. Half the place left. I said I'd never hire her again.
I was filthy. And stand on that fact. I have always been filthy. And you knew that when you hired me. I headlined, babe, at your casino, which I might have continued to play had you not run it into the ground.
Exactly.
But
He does that.
you know, listen, how dumb are you? You hired me 4 times. You can go to William Morris and get the things, because I know you all are going to be looking for it. So talk to William Morris. You hired me 4 times, and you...
Whoopi returned with that trademark smirk and unloaded more comedic artillery. She joked about Trump's legal troubles like they were collectible trading cards, each shinier and more ridiculous than the last. The audience howled as she acted out Trump reacting to new charges, the same way someone reacts to a restaurant bill they swear they didn't rack up. Jimmy jumped back in, roasting Trump's facial expressions, hand gestures, dramatic interviews, everything with perfect accuracy. Whoopi followed with her bit about his public statements aging like dairy, mocking his habit of switching narratives mid-sentence like plot twists apply to real life. She even acted out his overconfidence like royalty in a community play, and the crowd was practically crying.
Take it, he's gonna fly and use it, but he's not supposed to have it. I got the Constitution right here. He's not supposed to have the plane, okay? You know, and if people always want us to be respectful and do the things and talk about the stuff we talk about. We can do all of that. But when you are blatantly giving the country the middle finger, that is blatant. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to take...
Jimmy came back breaking down Trump's rallies like rapidly assembled concerts where only one performer knows the lyrics. He exaggerated Trump's gestures and dramatic pauses with full theater energy. Whoopi fired another shot, roasting how Trump narrates his life like he's the hero in a fantasy trilogy, even though the plot keeps falling apart. The laughter didn't stop. Jimmy pushed into Trump's public feuds, making them sound like reality show drama written by middle schoolers. He joked that Trump loves conflict, the way cats love knocking things off tables. Not out of malice, just because chaos is deeply satisfying to him.
Epstein's wing woman, she had that meeting with Trump's deputy attorney general and former personal lawyer over the summer, and then coincidentally got moved right out of regular prison and into the kind of prison Felicity Huffman was in for getting her kid into college. Under the Bureau of Prisons policy, convicted sex offenders like Maxwell are not typically eligible for minimum security, but I guess 34-time convicted felons aren't typically eligible to be president of the United States either. So thanks to Trump, she now gets all these perks, including playtime with a puppy, which makes sense. She is the world's most famous living groomer.
Whoopi approached the finale with that quiet confidence she's famous for. She compared Trump's obsession with attention to an Olympic sport he trains for year-round, saying he needs the spotlight the way people need oxygen. Each line was a calm but devastating hit. She made Trump sound like someone whose true passion isn't business or politics or influence. It's drama, pure and simple. Every metaphor got bigger, every line drew louder laughter, and by the time she delivered the final punchline, the applause was shaking the stage. She wrapped it all by saying every bit of chaos and spectacle adds up to one truth. Trump lives for attention, and nobody enjoys giving him a reality check more than the two of them.
This will also be decided, this is the part that really tickles me. It's going to be decided by some of the same Justice Department lawyers who worked with him on these past cases. So Americans, the question is, are you on board with all of this? This is like a cash grab.
Yeah.
And your taxes are probably going to be paying for that
That
ballroom. I mean, it's kind of cool.
By the end of the night, one thing was obvious. When Jimmy and Whoopi decide it's roast season, Trump becomes the main course. No escape, no plot twist, no exit strategy. Just raw comedy turning chaos into entertainment so sharp it leaves aftershocks. Jimmy jumped back in like the roast charged him up instead of wearing him out, teasing Trump for reacting to criticism like raccoons reacting to shiny objects, frantic, unpredictable, but incredibly committed. Whoopi painted Trump as someone who wakes up convinced history books are waiting to update themselves based on his mood. She compared his bad news reactions to sitcom parents discovering broken windows, denial, bargaining, and dramatic finger-pointing. Jimmy circled around Trump's press appearances like a comedian picking fireworks, each punchline bigger than the last. He joked Trump treats interviews like theatrical performances where the applause is supposed to come before the explanation. He exaggerated the gestures, the pacing, the self-importance until people in the studio were literally holding their ribs.